So this evening, what we'll cover is a really glance and overview of the new system and what to expect for you as customers, our enhanced services and all the options that will be coming shortly, and how this will impact you as customers on a day-to-day basis. How do you access the service? What's going to change? And we're also going to give a sneak peek of the Winnipeg Transit Plus On-Request app. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. And then, of course, as I quickly go through this presentation, I'd like to give as much time as possible for a question and answer period for all of you. We recognize that this is a lot of change. It's new and it's exciting, but it also comes with questions and some apprehension. So we want to make sure that we're here to answer your questions. So let's get started. So looking at the new system, we can expect a simple way, a new simplified way to book your trips and a new way to route the trips so that riders have better access to services. Like I said, there's going to be more options to book trips, more options to contact Transit Plus, and that's going to mean lower wait times and the ability to get through to the contact center if that's your method that you prefer to contact us and call us directly. And overall, a more efficient service. With our vehicles, we have a picture here of a vehicle and heading to a building. And what our new system will allow us to do is track in real time. We'll be able to see vehicles moving around the city, going through pickup and drop-offs on real time. Our customers will experience new notifications, and there will be new ways to pay, and that would also include an in-app fare payment. So all of these options, the first simplified booking, picture of a little town and a vehicle, the options of individuals accessing the service. These are the three photos we have, really just explaining what our customers can expect. And so let's talk about that a little bit more in detail. So for customers, what you can expect is that there will be new ways for you to request your trips. So you'll be able to use a new web platform. So on a computer, you'll be able to access a new way to book trips. And if you have a mobile phone, smartphone, you'll be able to use an app. For those who prefer to call our contact center, you'll always be able to use that option, and you'll be able to call in as you did before. With the new options that are being added, you'll be able to call the contact center and we'll be able to reach you faster. We'll be able to answer the phone faster. And we'll explain a little bit more why our calls will be answered more quickly as we offer more self-serve options. So another option for customers will be a new automated phone service. So on this automated phone service, you will be able to call, you will be able to book or change your trips, and you'll be able to check on the arrival of your vehicle. So you'll be able to check the ETA of your vehicle, and you'll be able to do so without waiting on the phone. You'll be able to do that by the automated phone service. And you'll be able to phone that number at any time, and that will directly link you to those options. The other new enhancement that we'll see is new fare payments, new ways to pay. So that will include a way to pay in an app. You'll be able to do that over the phone using credit and eCash and a debit card. The debit card is new. We haven't had that before, so that's something new. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through the presentation. So as we're introducing new convenient payment methods, we're going to be moving away from our payment from account system to a system that you have your money more with you. And I'll explain what that means. So you'll be able to attach a debit or a credit card to your account. And that, again, means the money stays with you until you need it. So it's not sitting in a Transit Plus account waiting to be used. It's used as you need it, as you purchase your fare products. So you can purchase this eCash, which is an electronic cash, and you can do that by calling the contact center. You can do that by using your app. And as you're purchasing this eCash, you can do so up to in increments of $5, and it's capped at $200. So it's just a reasonable amount of product that you'll be able to purchase. And when you pay these eCash, you're able to get the fares at a reduced rate. The monthly passes, you'll be able to purchase that with an attached payment card. And again, that's going to eliminate the need for you to keep funds and your money in a transit account. Again, that money stays with you and you purchase your products as you wish and as you need. So an option to pay the cash rate for the trip, you can use that attached payment card. And you can continue to pay on the vehicle using tickets, tokens, or cash. So the next slide here is a little bit more information that's important for you to know as we launch. So as I said, that we're moving from the fare payment from account as we know it today, and we're going to move all of the transit accounts that you have now into eCash. And we're going to do a one-time transfer of funds from your Transit Plus account up to $200. If you have that in your account, whatever money you have in your account, we're going to move it. If you have over $200, we're going to refund those customers their $200. For those individuals that were moving over their money, they will be rounded up to the nearest $5 increments. So when you're buying eCash, that is like a transit fare product. So if you purchase tickets, for example, on the conventional bus, on the city buses, it's non-refundable. So you've purchased a transit fare product that you now own, and it's non-refundable. So that would be similar to the eCash, other than that one-time transfer of funds that we will do. So if you have eCash and you use a ticket or a cash or a token when the vehicle comes, the eCash will still be deducted from you, and any refunds for the eCash will be processed within 2 business days. So again, we'll talk a little bit more about that because I know we'll have some questions about that. So some other services that you can expect will be additions to the notifications. So although you receive notifications now, you will be receiving additional communication through notifications. And a couple of enhancements to that is that we will be able to inform you about your trip coming in a variety of ways. So we'll be able to do that through a push notification or a text message or a phone call. So those are some new options that we will have that we don't have now. If you download the app, and that's your preferred method to access the service, the app supports multiple languages. So you'll be able to set up the app on your on the web form or web app on your computer or on your smart device in multiple languages. You'll be able to set that up as you prefer. When it comes to the notifications from Transit Plus, you'll be able to choose bilingual settings, so French and English, that will be available to you. And the one notifications that we haven't had in the past is something called bulk messaging. And what that means is that if there is a snowstorm or if there is some construction or something that we need to notify customers who are traveling that day, and you need to be aware of something, we'll be able to send a message out to everyone at the same time. We'll be able to push that message out to customers and drivers so that everyone is aware of any messaging we need to get to right away. And the picture on this slide shows an app. It shows notifications and it shows the preferred languages that you can choose. And then a little message that just says, for example, our Transit Plus service is experiencing some delays due to the winter storm. So that would be one of the examples you may get in that bulk messaging. So with these notifications, when we launch, and that's going to be June 18th, we're going to set all of the customer notifications to be received by phone call. So everyone will be receiving notifications via phone call initially. After the launch, you will be able to choose which way you prefer to receive your notifications. If you prefer to still receive them by phone call, that's fine. If you would like a text message, that's fine. If you'd like an app push notification, that's fine. It's really whatever preferred notification you would like to receive. So some of the notifications that you can expect is that you would receive a reminder 24 hours before your scheduled pickup. You would receive a notification an hour before your trip arrives. You will receive a notification that your vehicle is arriving at the pickup location and when the driver is over 5 minutes late for a pickup. Your driver can also let you know about a no-show if the no-show is reported. So you'll be able to choose how you want to receive any of those notifications. And again, these are the same pictures as the last slide that just shows that as an example. So moving along, this new system is offering enhancements not only to our customers to really improve their customer experience for all of your interactions with Transit Plus, but it also has some benefits to our drivers. We all know they do a great job out there, and we want to ensure that their job is done easier and safer, and that they're really there to focus on our customers, which is all of you. So some of the options that are available is something called a turn-by-turn navigation. And what that means is that the drivers don't have to worry about where they're going, how they're getting there, are they on the right street? This map will show them which way to go to pick up their customers. There will also be some breaks that are put in their day so that they have breaks throughout the day, and it's kind of optimized as to when that would be so that they can ensure that they have some time to be refreshed and be able to provide the service that is so important to all of you. Another benefit of this system is that as the schedule is going through the day, behind the scenes, it's always improving. It's always looking at if there's a no-show or a cancellation. It's changing the system behind or the scheduling behind the scenes so that drivers and rides are being efficient, and we're using our resources to the best of our ability. And that means more trips for all of you. And then finally, what this allows drivers to do is looking at one trip at a time. They don't need to worry about their route. They don't need to worry about, who they're picking up. They're just focusing on one customer at a time, and they will really just focus on the customer that they're with and where they're going. They don't have to worry about upcoming stops. So this live optimization will allow them to do that without worrying about that. So like we talked about, we're going to have a web app on the computer, a smartphone, and this new automated phone service. And all of those options and enhancements together will ensure that our calls to the contact center are answered quickly for those customers who prefer to call us directly. So for the automated phone service, on this slide, we have a phone and showing a main menu where we have 3 different options where customers will be able to call this automated phone service similar to what you do now. So it's the same phone number, 204-986-5711. And so it's the same phone number that we know. And what we do have is that it's a more secure number. So when customers call, we are identifying them, and it's going through an authentication through their phone number. So it's looking at some safety for our customers and that we know who's calling. Also, customers can choose to select a pickup or drop-off location from your 10 most visited locations in the last 60 days. So when you're on the automated phone service and you're maybe confirming a trip or booking a trip, then you'll be able to automatically pick one of the trips that you typically take. So the other item is an easy to follow call flow. So that enables riders to book new trips, check on the ETA of their trip ride. So you'll be able to know when your trip is coming, or you'll be able to cancel a trip using the PIN pad on your telephone. And you'll be able to call 24 hours in the day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This automated phone service will allow you to self-serve yourself when your trip is coming, when you want to cancel, or if you want to book a trip. So as we have this new system, what we're going to see is that there's going to be more flexibility in how you request your trips. So again, you're going to be able to do that on an app, on the web, or by calling the automated line, which is that automated phone service, or the contact center. So these are all options that allow customers to choose how they want to access the service and when they want to access the service. There's more control for our customers. There's more choices, and that you're able to set your own settings, like your favorite trip locations, making it easier to access the service and make it quicker. And you'll be able to have that enhanced communication. You'll be able to know when your vehicle is coming and be able to track it in real time and receiving real-time notifications. This new system also has a platform that really focuses on having a very usable system, something that's very accessible and intuitive for our customers so that you can all get on your way. We're here to provide transportation, and we want to ensure that you're getting on your way as quickly as you can and choosing the way you want to do so. And then finally, we want to make the system make it easier for you to pay for your trips. So again, making payments in the way that you choose, whether it's cash, credit, debit, e-cash, passes, and more. So this is the sneak peek of the app. So if you have a smartphone, smart device, then you'll be able to see these types of features on your phone. And so in these 3 photos, it's looking at how you can select your pickup location. So again, you can have your favorites already ready to go. In the second slide, it's showing how you can adjust your trip request by adjusting your mobility aid or service animal requirements for you and your guest. And then finally, in this final picture, it shows how it manages your trips and sends you the notification that your trip is scheduled. And so finally, I just want to review the timeline as to what to expect in the next few weeks. So right now, as of yesterday, we did the Millennium Library information session. This evening, we're doing our online information session. On June 11th, as you know, Transit Plus takes trip requests 7 days in advance. So that's why beginning here on June 11th, our customer service representatives will begin using Spare, which is the name of our new software system vendor, and they will start booking trips for the following week starting June 11th. For trips that are scheduled on the 18th and going forward, that's when you'll start experiencing some of the new changes. So that new notifications, the new fare payment. It's also important to note that the new automated phone service will be unavailable for customers until the end of service the night before the June 18th launch. So as we launch on June 18th, the automated phone service will be available at the end of service. And that way our customers can continue using the automated phone line for trips scheduled until our launch date. On June 25th, we're going to have some more information sessions. So again, we'll be returning to the Millennium Library. On June 26th, we're going to have another information session. And that's so that, again, with these changes that are happening, we want to be available to answer any questions you have and to help you through this process so that we can, again, get you on your way and assist you through some of these changes. On July 9th is when the app and the web release for the web app will be released. So there is a few weeks between the launch of the notifications and the phone service and the new fare payment options to when we're going to release the app. And the reason we're doing that is that there is a lot of change, and in order to give time for customers and for our drivers and for our staff, we've given some time between the release of those 2 large items and new systems and enhancements. So in this meantime, we were going to have some early adopters that will help try the app and let us know how it's going before we launch it. So that will give us some really great feedback about how it's going, as well as on the information sessions. That will be opportunities for us to hear back from all of you and answer any additional questions you may have. So with that said, I want to actually give the time for individuals to have questions. So I thank you for attending.